is where you set up a contract with yourself. And then if you decide to sign it, remember how it felt if somebody didn't exercise their piece of the contract for you. Are you going to let yourself down? Okay. It's important to honor our commitments to ourselves. Remember, we had the excuse, what's stopping you? I don't have the time. Well, you have the time if you make the time and you make it a priority. So the question is, are you going to do that? So this contract has a lot of different places to fill things out and to try stuff, but we're going to step through it from a big picture and kind of work our way down. So on your catalyst, whatever catalyst you chose, and again, you can revisit it and change it. If you need to change it, that's totally fine. And remember, the whole thing is subject to change. That's going to be part of your contract, the willingness to make the changes that you need to, because it's no good to follow the proven path. If you learn that something on there isn't going to help you, why would you do it? Why wouldn't you make the change? But going back to your catalyst, if we say that that's a 6-month goal, and that was just sort of the guidance that we gave early on when we were talking about catalyst, will you accomplish that catalyst in 6 months? That's something to consider. So for some of you, it was a health goal. For some of you, it was a business goal. For some of you, it was a relationship goal or a leadership goal, or maybe something else. So go back and revisit that. And in the first part of the contract is, are you going to accomplish that in 6 months? And then if the answer is yes, if I'm going to try to accomplish that, that's going to be my vision. What do you need to accomplish in the next month? So again, we're sitting here at November 15th. In the US, we're going to hit Thanksgiving in less than 2 weeks. December 15th is a month from now. And that's just a few days away from Christmas, not even 10 days away from Christmas. So there's a lot happening in the next month. So got to think about, what can I accomplish in that next month, given everything else? Because our lives happen and you do have other things that are going to go on. The trick is to try to integrate it so you've got some time associated with your dream and then the other things that you need to manage. So what do you need to accomplish in the next month that's going to move you towards that 6 month? That 6 month takes us out to what, May 15th. So that seems like a long way away. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but this year went by in a blink, and I'm sure May 15th will show up in a blink as well. So again, just being realistic. Put it down in your contract. What will you need to accomplish in the next month? That'll get you towards that 6 month. Okay, recognizing that there's a lot happening in our lives, in our world in the next month. And then further, to be able to accomplish your goals for the next month, what do you need to accomplish in the next week, the next 7 days from now until next Saturday, before we ever hit Thanksgiving? What are you going to commit to do for yourself? What's going to go in that list? And you can see, as we are putting this together in the contract for yourself, this is really starting to lay out an action plan. If you look at, again, out to the catalyst, which is the end, the thing that's going to enable your mission, what's that going to look like? Then what do you have to do in the next month? What do you have to do in the next week? And every week, you can sit down and look at this and go, well, what do I need to do in the next week to meet those end goals in the next month, in the next 6 months? And you can set that time frame and that planning into whatever works for you. One of the things I learned about time management, there was a big thing in the 80s and the 90s about time management systems, and people had classes and they gave you these fancy little notebooks and stuff to put all of your schedule down and all of that. And I went to several of those, and boy, talk about feeling like a big failure. I would do them in about 2 weeks after doing all that and getting excited about it. I would put it aside and not use it. And I was like, what's wrong with me? And then I realized what's wrong with me was nothing. These systems are set up based on somebody else's view of how you manage your time. I had to find my own way. And so once I figured that out, then I was able to get cracking again and really make progress on the goals and achievements that I wanted to pursue. So it's going to be that way for you as well. I want you to manage your time and your schedule in whatever way works for you. These are just some guidelines and some guardrails to stay within so that you can stay on track and you can stay on that proven path and make progress day by day, week by week towards that catalyst and ultimately your mission. So along the lines then of that and keeping that in mind, you got to have a way to monitor your progress. If we're driving down a highway, you know, our cars these days have a lot of sensors on them. So sometimes if we veer off the road, we get a little warning from our car or even the road. The road is graded so that it vibrates if we're going off the guardrails or into the lanes that we shouldn't be in. So it's a monitor. It allows us to know that we're getting off track. So you've got to have a way to monitor your progress and have a way to stay on track. So how are you going to do that? That goes in your contract. Along the same lines, as you accomplish things, you need to celebrate. And the celebration that you need to have is commensurate with the action that you accomplish. So if it's something big, you should celebrate big. If it's something small, celebrate small, but celebrate because as we achieve things and we move forward, we're taking another step towards our goal, our life dream. And that is worth celebrating. So build into your contract how you're going to celebrate your success. We've also got in there, will you have a coach help you? And if you want to, you can fill that section out. You just experienced coaching. We've got Mark, we've got Christine, we've got Ross, and we have Laura, who wasn't able to be here today. She's another one of our coaches. And we have a coaching schedule out on our platform. If it's helpful for you to stay with a coach, then put that in your contract and keep that commitment to yourself. And will you work with a dream team? Again, we talked about the dream team all day today. People that can help you accomplish your goals. Who are those people going to be if you feel like a dream team is important? So this contract is for you to customize, for you to put down, what's important to you, what you feel you need to do to be able to stay on track, to be able to reach your goals and accomplish your vision. All it takes is commitment. So start with this contract, put some ideas down. You can go back and revise it later. There's no end to the revisions that you can make. You can always revise a legal contract as we learn new things. That's really what this is. So as you learn and as you grow, make some changes. It's all part of the process, but keep moving forward. Otherwise, your dream just sits on the shelf and it never sees the light of day. And that's sad because you have something to contribute, you have something to share. The world needs you to manifest those dreams. So we want to help you in every way that we can. All right, so I'm going to let you work this contract. I don't know, Sandra, if you want to say anything at this point, we'll take a few minutes to do this. I'm going to check chat.
No, I just, the thing I'm going to say is this is where, as Michael used to say, the rubber meets the road. This is where, if you're going to be successful, taking the action is what has to happen. You can do all the work ahead that we did today and get to this point, and then if you choose to do nothing else, nothing will happen. You have to take action. And this is the hardest thing. This is where that procrastination or that time management, where those villains start to come in. And oh, your family might say something about it. Your friends might say how stupid it is. But this is where all those little guys start to creep in. And this is why it's so important that we did all that work before we got to this point. We're trying to set you up for success, is what we're trying to do. We're trying to give you the tools so that you can succeed and now do the plan. And the great discovery is beautiful, and you can lay out a beautiful proven path. But if you don't take action, it's just going to sit there and it will do nothing for you. So this is where you really got to dig in, guys, and do the work, set a plan, and then you got to stick to that plan. One of the things that we talk about is that dream team, and that's really important. If you can't form a team right away, get an accountability partner. I have several accountability partners in my life for different things in my life. And I'll tell you what, it makes a huge difference when I have to pick up my phone every day and be accountable for what I did or didn't do. And it makes a big difference. So think about these little things that can help you and get you through this. But this is where it happens. If you don't take action here, none of the work you did will, it may help you in a couple other areas of your life, knowing your restraining forces, but you're not going to move down that path. You're not going to create that forward momentum and be able to achieve that mission. And think back about today when we started. What was that mission or dream you had? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want that? I want mine really bad. That's why I get up every day and I continue to take action and move down that path every single day. There's not a day that I go by that I don't do something to keep my dream getting closer to my dream, narrowing that gap. They may be little tiny baby steps sometimes, and sometimes they're bigger, but it's because I take action and I look at my great discovery proven path and I know what action needs to be taken next. And so that's really important. And there's a lot to be said about what side of the brain you think on. Now, I'm a very logical left brain thinker. I'm an extreme left brain thinker. So this execution part, doing the plan, makes me come alive. It makes me come alive. It's what I do. As Tim will say, she just makes stuff happen. And I love it. Now, when it comes up to the front end of some of the work that we did earlier, I have a hard time. Some of those areas are a little harder for me because I am so left brain. And I realize that. And that's why I have people around me, my dream team, that can help me. So these are things you really got to sit down and dig deep and think about. Read that contract. Don't sign it lightly. Sign it heavily. Sign it with intention that you're going to do it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to work on that contract and think through all these things that we went through today. And how much time do we have, Kathy?
We have about 14 more minutes. And I want to say thank you for that, Sandra, and the reason we did this as a contract is that, again, that visceral image of a contract, it's so easy for us to break promises to ourselves, put other people first, put other obligations first. And it's not that they're not important. Of course they are, our families and the people that depend on us for things. But at the end of the day, it's so easy to go, well, I was going to do this today for myself, but I didn't. And it's okay. But when it's a contract, as much as you all just said at the beginning, how frustrated you get if somebody breaks the contract, if you make a contract with yourself, it's a little bit more of a reminder that you shouldn't back out of your own commitments to yourself because they matter. They're important. They move you closer to that dream. It's very important. And I love the comments that are going in chat over this. And one of the things too is, I think Joyce put, why do we celebrate? We celebrate because it's so easy to look at what we didn't do enough of and what we didn't get accomplished. But when we accomplish something, we should feel really good about that. So please take that time to celebrate. It doesn't have to be really a big thing. It can be a little thing, but you should just feel good. Something that makes you feel good about accomplishing that. And Brian says, where's the contract? That's the exercise. That's the exercise that Sandra just sent. That's the form.
Yeah, so, I'll put it again so you can see it. It's up a little bit.
Do you have a question? I see you've got your hand raised.
Yes, I have a remark about that. Not later than yesterday. I worked again on really becoming clear what is going on, what are all those restraining force, what is my purpose. And then I realized one thing. And I say I, and I hope that everybody puts that I for themselves. I must act as an example for 100 million people doing the same thing as I do. So if I procrastinate, that means that 100 million people are procrastinating. That's not doable. We cannot do that. We have to move forward. Okay, so I have to actually be the example. I want so many people to do the same thing at the same time, everybody in their own life. But imagining that you are the example, it's a huge guardrail to keep you accountable, especially when, quote unquote, nobody watches, because everybody actually watch. Everybody sees the consequence of your actions.
So true. So true. Yep. It is so true, because when you bring your dream to life, you empower others to do the same by showing them the way, by showing them that it's possible, even if their path is going to be a little different. Look to the people that you admire and what they've accomplished. They have lit the way for you. And now it's your turn to do that for others. And it's such a wonderful responsibility to have, because it allows you to empower humanity. And that's what we're all about. Besides the fact that I believe that everybody has a purpose, and their purpose is the accumulation of their life dreams. That's why you're here. You wouldn't be have been given the strengths, the talents, and the core values that you have, if not to express them in some way that's uniquely yours. So the world needs that. They need it from you. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing. So. Yes, without celebration, we get stuck in the do cycle. I love it. So yes, just think this through. You can take some time with this and with all of them to go back and fill in the details, to go back and spend some more time reflecting. We call these an immersion experience. You know, it's kind of like we held your head underwater for a moment and then you come up sputtering for air. It's a lot, all in a couple of hours. So hopefully you can go through and take some time. And Gemma, you said you're missing worksheet number 4. There is no exercise number 4. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. So good catch. But what we did was we numbered these according to the steps in the Great Discovery. And step 4 is identifying your problematic milestones. And we just did that as part of exercise 3. So I didn't create a separate exercise for that. So. But good catch. You're paying attention. So you should have a 1, and there's a couple of them in 1. There's 1, there's a 2, that's the catalyst. There's a 3, that's the milestones. There's 2 of them that are 5. Those were the forces, driving and restraining forces. And there's 1 for 6, which is the action plan, which is what the contract is about. So those are the extras. And Sandra's actually going to put them all back out in chat in a moment, just so that if you came on late or if you lost the chat in some way, they're there. And please, up at the top where those 3 little dots are, no more, you can save the chat, so you can see all of the comments, and you also can save all of the attachments. And I'm going to tell you this: when you have completed that contract and filled it all in, and then signed and dated it, you should celebrate that. You should celebrate that. That is a huge step. That is not something to be taken lightly, because what you're saying is you are going to commit whatever it takes to work towards your dream, and that's worth celebrating.
Okay, so the exercises are all in chat now at the bottom of the chat, guys. So you guys can jump in there and grab any of those that you might have missed, grab a fresh copy, whatever you need to do.
Yep. So it's, yep.
Okay. So let's go ahead, guys. And I know you're looking at the contracts and stuff. Should we give them a little bit of time? We got about 7 more minutes for this
Let's
session.
take well, a couple more minutes, but then let's close this down, because I know you guys are going to step into the next steps. So let's just take a couple more minutes and
let me go make sure Tim's ready. I'll be right back.
Ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Always ready.
There, ready.
Ever ready. All right, we'll and as you're wrapping this up, I just want to say thank you for sharing this day with us. I know it's no small thing to give 6 hours to something, and appreciate your endurance, your attention, your comments, your all of the effort that you put into it. And this is no small thing. We love to help people set this up, but what we love more is to see you realize your dreams. So, you know, there is no end to help that you have available on this platform. You can get coaching, you can get courses, you can join channels. I mean, you can find dream team members. There is no end to help that you can get here. And I hope that you will take advantage of that and really feel as if you are part of a community, a global community, because that is what we are trying to create here. We want people to have a place where they feel safe and supported in pursuing whatever their life dreams are. This is what it's all about, because as you pursue your life dream, you make it so that others can do it as well. And that makes our whole planet much more proactive, much more productive, and so much kinder and more loving than we are experiencing today. So we need you to do this work. We want you to be successful, and we're here to help you every step of the way.
All right, well, it's 5:25. And what we'd like to do now is, Tim, do you want to open it up for questions first?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. Why don't we go ahead and do that? It's been an amazing day. Kathy, I know you and Sandra have worked diligently to pull all this together, just working around the clock. And guys, the Great Discovery course was our initial catalyst to get this up and going. It's what compelled us to all come together. Sandra and Kathy have been working on it for years. I've been working on it a little bit less, but I'm obviously fully engaged. And the first time we came around with the Great Discovery, it's always been an amazing transformative option. Yet it wasn't, where we were with to really fully support it. It took 2 years to build behind it, and well, we've got it now, and it's up and ready. So we are super excited to work with all of you to get things up and moving. But throughout the day, I hope you got some good takeaways. We always like to go and see if anybody has any questions. We can go with any questions on any topic. It doesn't have to be on anything that you had today. It's open night. We are a family here. And let's take a few minutes from questions before we wrap up. Anybody have any questions, comments? I know, Bailan always has bad jokes, but we'll kind of, she's.
Tim, this is Mick.
Hey, Mick.
Hey, I had a question about the voice translator Viox. On the, I don't know where I saw it. Is this a product that's exclusive to the Great Discovery, TGG?
It is. Yes, it's
because when I purchased the upgrade, it said that there were only 546 users at this particular time.
You realize we are just really starting the campaign on it now. So we have the next version of it. We have one more upgrade that's coming through in a couple of weeks, and it's going global. So
virtually nobody else on the planet except us have that technology available at this time.
That's right.
That is so big. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Everybody selling Tupperware can now sell it to the world. It don't matter what voice it's in. So if people can't figure this one out, just that selling point alone is a tremendous asset that we have. So thank you guys for your diligent work. Tim, I'm going to bug you all the time.
It's okay. I'll just hand you over to Sandra. Sandra, and I'll take care of me.
I'd rather talk to Sandra anyway, but
I don't blame you.
She's co-CEO, so it doesn't matter to me.
Now, at $5 a month, it's an easy opt-in. People will stay on it, and as we're running a massive Facebook campaign that's beginning this week as well. But our target markets are Europe and Asia. So that doesn't mean that it's not in demand here or in Mexico, but we're targeting Europe and Asia to get started with. And just because of Europe, you can go 5 feet and 5 meters, and have to speak with someone in another country or another language, and it's very similar in Asia. And I think they're also got the campaign dialed into Mexico as well, so that'll be a great market.
Well, what I'd like to do is give everybody a part of my business strategy. Not really, but I'm from a small town that has a college that its sole purpose is to teach teachers. It's a teaching college. So I want to go to the college. Any strategy? How do I approach them with their online learning criteria for the courses that they offer? But what an advantage it would be for the teaching college to get these kids looking at critical thinking again and have all these AI tools and have them taught the right way because I saw a program the other day where the doctors are really worried because the kids are online looking at all this AI stuff and it's how their brain is programmed, and it's really detrimental to them if they're not taught how to use it the right way. So that's the kids are where I'm old. I need to start changing some little kids' lives, you know. So, but any advice on approaching a college, who you'd talk to, how you would do it, would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah. Well, there's a long game and a short game with institutions. The long game is, you know, you can start working on them, and the bigger the college, the more red tape that you've got. You know, and so they have to go through their vetting process, review process, and everything else. But that doesn't mean that it shouldn't start. But the short game, I call it you know, getting rabbits while you're hunting elephants, right? And the short game is basically approach different teachers and people within the community that we can work with individually. Let them know about their, you know, get them on to the Great Discovery as a creator. It's super inexpensive. It's kind of a no-brainer for most people if they only heard about it. A lot of us spend our time targeting and reaching out to the same life coaching community, but it can be the people that are going to be really dominant on the Great Discovery, or I think are going to be more oriented in career change and you know, vocational change and vocational tools and things, because that's where things are going. Likewise with academia, you know, and taking some, you know, tutorial types of things or tutoring, academic tutoring sort of programs, I think will be very easy, low-hanging fruit to get onto the Great Discovery. And it's the same thing that Sandra was working on with a school district in Indiana. School districts in Indiana, again, they got lots of red tape and lots of different issues, but approaching an individual teacher and an individual, which led to an individual school, opened the door. So, you know, get someone and start building influence from the grassroots up within a community, within a bigger organization for it. I think we'll start seeing more and more institutions coming on, particularly as we develop out a safe space for an institution. They have a lot of different concerns that a solopreneur might have, but you know, those are all things. That's my recommendation for you.
Well, one of the advantages is that it's a small town, and a lot of the people that I grew up with became teachers and are now the professors and people teaching at the college. So, like I said, it's just upon the people might look in their area to throw a hook in and see what happens.
Yep, exactly. You know, and start both ways. You know, throw a line to the organization, and start with individual teachers that are within your reach, or community, or professors that are out there. Absolutely. Okay. Hey, Andrew, how are you?
Hello. Okay, first, thank you. This has been absolutely incredible, inspiring, educational, and it makes me just ask myself, why is my free course at least not on the Great Discovery yet? So that's sort of the 2-week goal in that sheet. So mark my words. That was the first thing. So thank you all. The second is, so we have a number of amazing channels, or I know you have channels, but you have a number of amazing things. You have the free option, the Genius Club, Premium, Academy, and channels. I have a question about Genius versus Premium these days. What are you recommending to course creators when they think about, do I put this in Genius? Do I put it in Premium? And do some people put a similar course or the same course in both?
That's a great question, Andrew. And there's it really comes down to what the creator's purpose is. So for example, if your outcome, when you're planning a funnel on here, we recommend that you start with the end in mind, kind of like the Great Discovery. Start with where you want to go, and then you build your plan backwards. So if your plan is, for example, to promote a 6-month coaching contract, that's your upsell, that's your high ticket sale, that's where you're spending your time, that's what you love to do. Everything else should lead to it, right? So free course to you know, a Genius, to a premium course, to your academy or channel. That's the way it should generally work. Having said that, with the Genius Club, there's a different dynamic with the Genius Club, and the Genius Club is the type of person that you're reaching. Genius Club viewers are already proven buyers. They're initiated onto the platform. They're used to the content. They like the content, and they've got a credit card. Free people that are out there, there could be looky-loos downloading a million free things, and your conversion rate will generally be lower with free course content than it will be with Genius Club content. So both free and Genius can be really structured. You can make it into an LMS, multiple different sessions in it and quizzes and exams, or it can be as simple as a YouTube style reel. It really comes down to you, as what your preference are. But by targeting that Genius Club community, you're just dealing with, if you're fishing for trout, you got a pond full of trout. If you're fishing for trout in the free pool, you might catch a lot of crappie as well, right? So it's I got to take everything to a fishing analogy. I can't help it myself.
It's all good. That's really helpful. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. Hey, Joyce.
Hi, Tim. Thank you. I just wanted to offer up to Mick, but I see he's gone now. That over in Kuala Lumpur, you remember,
Yeah,
Tim,
right.
that they did enroll a university.
Right.
And that did it. And I was gonna offer up getting in touch with them to find out what their strategy was to getting that done. If he was interested in knowing.
Well, the chancellor's daughter was
Yeah.
a good step in the right direction. So
She loved the Great Discovery. She loved what we were doing. And so she was able to get, directly to him. So we had an in is what it was.
Yes.
yeah, but that's worth a follow-up to. We need to reach back out to
Yes.
your team over there. It's time. We're ready for them now with all the new things. So they will absolutely do great.
Very good. And I asked the other question, make it quick, about celebrating. How can we celebrate today so that it remembered and we can continue to move forward in this, the way we are with it, being thankful and grateful. And
I'm
if
going
you
to pass
Google-
that one to Dr. Lawson and Sandra Harry, because they're the ones that get all, this is their baby. Go, girls.
Yeah,
Ladies.
well, I was gonna say, I came across something the other day that I heard somebody I'm working with talk about dopamine. And if you Google it right now, you begin to see the importance of dopamine, how it fires up the brain.
Right.
So that you keep moving forward in that same domain. So Google it after you get off here and see what it tells you. I think it matches with what Kathy probably is about to say about it.
Yeah, I know about dopamine, but what I was gonna say is when we're on Monday night at our update call, let's celebrate there. When we're those of us who are have joined the TGD channel, the members, let's celebrate there. Let's just talk about the cool stuff that we learned, the breakthroughs we had, and just how good we're feeling. That dopamine effect, right? So we just gotta tell people, and it's just yeah. And everybody should, feel really, I mean, if you stayed on 6 hours today and you did this work, that's amazing. That's a phenomenal accomplishment. And go have a great dinner tonight.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I baked a whole loaf of sourdough bread while you all were out here working. So
And we got to have Zoom with like the scent,
I know.
the scent, right? Send that baking scent to me, right?
Yeah. And the person that I learned this from said, you remember the Pokemon game where people were all over the world following, trying to find this little
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
And each time they found something, something went ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
And so something got fired off in the brain.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of thing that I'm hearing here. That
Yeah.
if we keep staying here, coming back on Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Thursday night, we keep firing off the dopamine.
yeah.
And the thing is, tell everybody what a great experience you had, or share something that you learned, and talk about what your dream is, because people are interested. They may be like, huh, at first, but the more excited you are, especially if you're talking from your core values, there's an excitement and there's a passion in your voice that's more that people pick up on, and they're like, huh, what is she doing? I want to know more, right?
Yeah. You know, the other thing, Joyce, I'm going to add is this, is you guys know I'm an avid, health nut. I love to work out. I have my whole life. And when I don't have balance in my life, I was talking about earlier, and I'm not working out as much, I don't do as well. And it's the endorphins again that get released in my body. When I start consistently getting back in the gym, I am like nothing can stop me. And this is the same thing. It is what our bodies need. It's those rewards. It's the dopamine, the endorphins, to where we are making progress. Our bodies know it. Okay. When we're not making progress, our bodies know it and they go against us. So that's why it's so important to just keep taking actions, even if it's, like I said, a small little thing. Okay. If I can't work out, but I can do 10 minutes of cardio, just that 10 minutes makes me feel so much better. It may not have been a whole workout, but just doing, maybe I couldn't complete a whole action on my action plan today, but I could start moving on one and start the process, right? Like we said, it is work and it has to evolve. So take it in bite-sized chunks, guys, but it is that same principle. But once you get started on it, I mean, I'm a person that once I start on a project, I can't stop. My problem is I can't stop, right? I got to continue going on it. So, hopefully that you get that inspired and you start to see results, right? And then we get to celebrate those results. So, Tim, what do I get tonight? What's
Well,
my reward?
well, I get my dopamine from watching you work out. It's a blast. I have a great time with that. It's awesome. You get a grand cruise excursion on the SS Susie Q out to the middle of the ocean, and we're going to sit out there with the blue lights on and a martini. How's that sound?
Excited, I'll tell you. I am really looking forward to that. That's going to be amazing. But anyway, I hope that helped, Joyce. I think that's a good analogy. So,
Brian, I see you up there. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. How would I be, how would it be best to be presenting the Great Discovery to English as a second language programs and to pastors with multiple language people in their congregation? How should we be suggesting they be using it?
Well, both of those, they have course content or messages that they want to get out. You use it as an amplifier. If you're a pastor in a church and you've got a bivocational congregation, your reach is fairly limited. And if you want your church to grow, to be able to reach out into other communities can be a tremendous advantage. I think as we all learned through COVID, a lot of churches actually developed pretty well through that adapted to technology in addition to meeting together, right? So by leveraging through technology and using a platform such as a Great Discovery can be a great advantage. When it comes to language schools, same thing. Just to have that secondary bridge that they can communicate in local language where it makes it a lot easier. I couldn't imagine trying to teach someone English if I didn't speak Spanish and that's all they spoke. That would seem very difficult to me. But I know some people do it. I'm not a language teacher, but I think the advantages kind of speak for themselves in my view anyway, Brian.
But they would
be a creator, yeah.
They would put stuff up on their channel, and then they'd be able to use how many different languages?
Almost every major language that's out there.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You got it. You got it. Okay, is there any more questions before we wrap up this today? It's been a long day. My sourdough bread is beckoning. Oh, this one's beautiful too. I got to bring it on camera. This is like my best ever. It was kind of like the learning curve doing the Kaizen approach with my first one was like beautiful and weighed about 4,000 pounds. Tasted great if I can chew it. The second one was like flat and soggy. And it wasn't that tasty either. The third one tasted pretty good, but it was still a little mushy. The fourth one was like, but this one is, oh.
Oh my gosh.
You
Yes.
know, I should have changed my name to Tim Baker instead of Tim Taylor. I don't even know it. It's so close.
Oh
Okay.
my.
Get a fishing pole.
Yeah, Tim Fisher. That'll work.
Fish and bread. You live on that forever, right, Tim?
Yep, I'm sure can. Okay, well, let's
I've used bread for bait before. Works in
Oh yeah.
Montana.
Mhm.
There's an idea. I should have thrown a. Well, I don't even think a shark could have eaten that first brick I made. But. All right, guys. So we're wrapping up here for today. I just want to remind you all of a couple things. If you came on here today, there's free course offers. We're going to send out a reminder to everybody. Go grab them. There's a link that if you're on the Great Discovery site, there's a free ebook that's up there that's really good. That's a great door opener for the Great Discovery course. So make sure you download that ebook. We added this new section to the website. This is weekly deals and specials. So anytime that there's a summit or anybody wants to do anything, including you, if you want to promote your own course content, you want to run it at a special for 5 people for 2 hours or anything like that, you can post it, you can host it in your own session, and you can, it's also simultaneously when you use our coupon feature, it's also automatically shown up here. That means you're able to leverage other communities. So if you had a private summit that you did on your own and you made a special offer, once you do that, you can post it up on here, and other people outside of that can amplify your offer. You're able to reach people in other different countries. So this is it's a pretty good tool. I encourage you to check this out. Just go to your homepage on your Great Discovery site. Look for weekly deals and specials. There's other offers that are in there. These are changing all the time. And if you want to get something up in there, just go ahead and do it. You set a discount on your back office. Now, the last thing as we're wrapping up is, the Great Discovery Creator and Marketer Suite is up. That includes the Great Discovery International course, all of it. $3.99. That's until midnight tonight. And, most of you know, we're starting a new compensation plan tomorrow at 12:01 a.m. The new pay plan kicks in. This package goes out. What Sandra and I decided we're going to do is, even though this is deeply discounted, if you're on here tonight, you're going to get paid on this, on any sales that you make in the next few hours on this, on the new plan. So we're going to count back date 1 date. So any closes that you have today on this pack will be paid under the enhanced plan. Oh my gosh, this plan is amazing. We'll have the new training video that we did it on Wednesday. So make sure that you take advantage of that. To get started with it, if you're on the greatdiscovery.com site viewing this right now, click on the Creator and Marketer Suite button, just flip up your page. If you're on YouTube or just watching this by replay, go to the greatdiscovery.com site of the person that referred you. Get their username. You can't buy anything on the site without an affiliate code. So get their affiliate username, put it at the end, click on the Join Now button, select add a creator, and get in and get started. One last thing, and this is a promo that's up. It's the holiday gift program. Now, what we've done on the holiday gift card program is pretty simple. What better gift can you give besides you want to send somebody, a Legos card or a Roblox card to your kids? Send them a course, give them something that they can use. And so you can do gift certificates, and there's benefits to these gift certificates. So you can get a $25, $50, or $100 gift certificate with the Great Discovery. It's up here on the products and subscriptions section. You'll see, you click on that, you'll actually see it. But you get a 20% cash rebate back as soon as you do it. Plus you get all the commissions, no matter if they redeem it through your site or through another one, you're getting all the commissions on that as well. So you're giving away a gift, give the gift of knowledge and insight and a better life. Why not? I think all of us probably dig deeper into our wallets during holidays than other times of year, but this is a great opportunity to do that. Give out your cards, get your 20% cash rebate back right immediately when you get it, and then you'll get commissions when it's redeemed. So I'm going to send it out to all my nieces and nephews and great nieces and nephews. You know, the cool thing about having great nieces and nephews, that makes me a great uncle. Yeah. There we have it. And that wraps this up for today. Any other last questions that we have up there before everyone goes to sleep or goes and charges Steve Walters because he's wearing the red robe? Is that it? Thank you, Dr. Kathy. Thank you, Sandra Harry. Let's go get that boat fired up and take our sourdough bread out there with some butter and martinis. You ready?
Thank you, everybody, for being here today. We really appreciate you. We love you all. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing day, and we do plan to do more of these. So any feedback, you guys, what you liked, what you didn't like, we would love to have that so we can make them better as we go. But we will definitely keep you posted on the next one coming up, okay?
Thank you
Okay,
all.
thanks everybody. Thanks,
Bye,
Paul.
everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you
Kelly.
so
Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Michael. Thanks, Ross. Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Renee Reich. Can't forget you. You've got hearts popping up there out of your head. It's just flow out of there. It's crazy. Thanks, Gregory. Thanks, Bylon. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Joyce Christie. Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Bree. And thanks, Ross. And thanks, Gemma. I think I'm out of thanks. No,
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank
And
you,
thanks,
guys.
Mike. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Thank